In this video, Steve and I go to visit Lucas Cullison. We've worked with Lucas for years now, and he's a great dude, a great coach, and an awesome weightlifter. He's the head strength coach at Northside High School in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And in this video, he walks us through his preferred progressions for both teaching the hang clean and the full clean.
So usually a first progression on a power clean, obviously the RDL, so we'll come up here and teach the RDL. All right. I always keep our feet underneath the hips, right? Shoulder blades back, chest up, solidly bend the knees. And a cue that I like to cue up is, just imagine someone flicked on the back of the knee. Got my knee flicked, right? So We're here, and then it's pushing the bar back, pushing the butt back, bar scrapes down to the thigh. And I really just keep kids at the knee.
Okay.
Right. And just stand up, squeeze the butt. All right. One thing that I do cue here is keeping that foot pressure, especially if I'm trying to progress to the clean, keeping that foot pressure in midfoot, right? Especially while we're doing RDLs, keeping the toes down, heels down. Because that's just going to transfer eventually over into the power clean. Yeah. But if you want to grab the bar, the first thing, obviously, teaching RDLs, shoulder blades, back, keeping the arms straight. For some reason, arms are one of the biggest problems.
Yeah, in terms of bending them too soon?
Yeah, for the RDLs. Yeah. Kids want to, for some reason, automatically bend their arm. They can't stand up without their arms bending up.
Yeah.
And it's like hip extension, elbow, So for some reason, that's a big connection. But teaching RDL, I like to come by and kind of give them a cue, a physical cue, and just kind of let them know, hey, I want you to press through here right in the middle of the foot.
Yeah,
okay.
Like
So the bar, I like to tell them to scrape the thigh down, keeping the shoulder blades back. I don't necessarily want them to pull necessarily into them, because then I start getting you start getting a rowy action, right?
Yeah.
But just keeping that bar, scraping on the thighs, and then eventually we'll just keep working our way down, a little bit below the knee. Okay. Once they get that part of the RDL down. Yeah. After that, we'll do an RDL high pull.
Okay.
So we'll get here in a good RDL position. Once we get RDLs down, get into a good RDL position, right? And I'll tell them to stand up quick, pull the chest.
Okay.
Right now, a lot of times I get this right here. And one thing I like to tell them here, RDL high pull is you got arrows on your forearms. So you got arrows on your forearms, and you want those arrows always pointing up to the ceiling, right? Keeping that bar tight. Another one I like to do, we'll come down, elbows high, keep that bar tight to the body. All right, don't let it flare out here, that kind of thing. Maybe even before we'll do that, I'll have kids just work on high pull. Just standing and doing a high pull, right? So RDL high pull.
Okay.
That's a good one to start with. And I should say, while we're teaching the power clean, there's multiple exercises that we're doing throughout the week. So we're in the weight room 5 days a week. One thing, we're always doing front squats in the first semester.
Yep.
So kids are always working the front rack position, right? So working front rack position, working RDL, working high pull, usually transitions into a pretty good over time. Just learning how to put that together ends up being a good power clean, hang clean.
Sure. Yeah.
But right now, let's just do a RDL high pull. I'm still queuing up the same things as an RDL.
Okay.
All right. So slight bend in the knee, someone flicked the back of your knee.
Yeah.
All right. Foot pressure here. Still working on that foot pressure. Eyes up. Yep. Making sure those arrows are facing the ceiling, elbows above the wrists.
You usually teach this without going up on the toes, just straight upper body.
Honestly, like I said earlier, we'll do high pulls for a while.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about that part right now.
Sure.
I don't really worry about, the triple extension thing where everybody's emphasizing triple extension all the time.
Yeah.
I just want to see a good RDL and a good high pull. If a kid comes up on his toes, perfect. If a kid doesn't, I'm not too worried about it right now.
Yeah, easy fix.
And we'll work on that once we start getting good at this and we start loading it and moving it faster, they're probably going to naturally come up on their toes.
Feel that.
So I don't stress that little thing right now.
I got you.
We'll do a complex. So we'll do a kind of a 4 or 5 part complex where we'll do RDLs. We'll do sets of 5 with the RDL. We'll do 5 high pulls. We'll do 5 hang high pulls. Right. And this is probably, I like to use that after we get the RDL high pull down.
Okay.
Right. Then we'll start doing our RDL. We'll start doing turnovers. Right. And then we'll do a hip clean. Our complex would be, and what I'll do is I'll have everybody on the whistle. I'll have each station 2 or 3 to a group. So we'll do 5 RDLs here. I'll blow the whistle. Just go ahead and knock out 5 RDLs. Keeping that foot pressure in the middle. That's something I'm always yelling right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll do our 5 high pulls. Just regular high pulls, just standing high pulls. Yep.
You start here in the same power position.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Aggressive. And now I'm really saying, hey, aggressive elbows, aggressive arms. You got to be violent. You can't just be lazy with the arms right here.
Right.
So then we'll do our RDL high pull, put that together. Really breaking everything down to this simple form. Making sure we're keeping our foot pressure in the middle. Yep. Good. Now we'll add the turnover to that. So we'll do our RDL high pull into the turnovers. And I'll just say, hey, we're doing our turnovers. We're doing our turnovers here. So when I say turnovers, they know to do the RDL into the turnover.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and do that.
You catch it at all here?
Yeah.
Like,
no. So it's just boom.
Okay.
All right. It's almost like a muscle clean. Think about a muscle clean. Yep. Boom. There you go. Aggressive arms, really punch the elbows. That's one way I like to emphasize the elbows is really punch elbows up, punch elbows up. Aggressive elbows, punch elbows.
Okay.
Good. Now we'll do our hip clean, which I'm just telling, hey, foot pressure in the middle, jump, punch elbows, catch it. Yep. What I would do here, probably bring that bar up a little bit. You might have a little bit elbow bend. That's fine.
Okay.
All right. I'll push your hips back just a tad bit right there. Good. Now we're really extending through, jumping straight up, right? Catching. Yep. Good. If they jump, they're going to naturally catch in a good position. Sometimes you got to cue that up. Hey, you got to catch good athletic position down and good front squat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. And by the time we've already coached the hip clean, now we're doing the hang clean. So, or a hang muscle clean. Sometimes if we need to back up, we can do the hang muscle clean, but go ahead and do five hang cleans here. Yep. So we're just kind of adding the hip clean, adding the RDL, everything that we just did. The hang clean is essentially a combination of all the exercise we just did before that. So, and we'll do this. We'll rep this with the bar for 3, maybe 2 weeks. Maybe we'll add a 5 on. You gotta put the bar up.
Yeah.
Add 5s on, maybe 2.5s. And we'll do that for 2-3 weeks. And by the end of that, we should have a good top to bottom progression working on the hang clean. What I like to do, a lot of people will only teach top down. That's pretty traditional, I would say, at this point. Is
Sure.
Top down is kind of the way to teach power cleans in the beginning. About in the middle of the week, typically our Wednesdays, I like to do a pull from the ground. What I like to do is I'll get everybody kind of the same thing we did with our complex. Get everybody kind of on their racks, ready to go, and I'll teach them their setup. So I like to have their feet underneath the hips. Some kids go out real wide. Some kids get in a little bit too narrow. For me personally, I like to have my feet a little bit closer, right? But for the most part, everybody's feet are underneath their hips, right? Toes slightly out, okay? Then I'll just tell them we're all going to stand up, chest up, shoulder blades back, arms straight. Don't bend your arms from here. All you're going to do is, while keeping your back flat, arching the lower back, keeping the chest up, okay, you're going to squat down, straight down, and find the bar. Find the knurling, get your thumb, get your grip, okay? That knee, the elbow is going to be right on the outside of the knee, okay? So you're going to squat straight down and grab the bar, okay? And what I'll tell them to do is I want you to think about picking the bar up. Don't pick it up. Hear a click, hold, right? And a couple things I'll be coaching is you want your shoulder blades and chest over the bar. So you don't want to be behind the bar because then you're just going to get stuck on the shins on the way up. You're not going to have a good bar path. Knuckles down. All right. That's one that gets kind of lost. A lot of people forget about that. Knuckles down. And then I'll go through if you want to go ahead and get on there. Right. And I'll just do this we'll just work on this for maybe a week, 2 weeks. And this is all we'll do. Okay. So I'm saying, hey, make sure your eyes are on that black stripe. Okay. Shoulder blades back, come by. Make sure we got tight shoulder blades, arch and lower back, come through. Where's our foot pressure here? Toes and heels down. And I'll just have everybody hold that and I'll just go through each rec and, hey, foot pressure here, foot pressure here, foot pressure in the middle, foot pressure in the middle. Okay. Just kind of give them that external cue.
Yeah.
Eyes up and then next group up. So by the time I get around to each rec, really cueing the foot pressure, make sure our back is flat, chest and shoulders over the bar, arms are straight. You're probably looking at 45-second hold per.
Yeah, and you're going to feel it for
Oh, yeah, you're going to feel that position because with power cleans and the snatch, really what I want them to do, most of these kids probably haven't done power clean or snatch. Certainly not snatch, but most of them haven't done a power clean, so they've never felt that position. So I want them down there feeling that bottom position because if the bottom position starts off rough, everything else that follows is going to be pretty bad, right? From there, when it comes to our bottom up progressions, okay, well, I usually like to start with a tempo, or a two position clean deadlift. So what that's going to look like, if you go ahead and grab your bar, go ahead and get down there, get set. Okay. What I'll say is I might say, hey, position 1, blow the whistle, and all you're going to do is you're going to pick that bar up to just right below the knee. Okay. So position 1, go. Right. And everything I'm telling everybody, your back is the anchor of the lift. Your back doesn't change. Your shoulder blades, everything stays over the bar. Okay. Eyes on that black stripe, knuckles down. Okay. So I'll say position 1, blow the whistle. They'll go to position 1. Okay. They'll hold it for 3 seconds. Sometimes I'll make them hold it for 5. Position 2, you're going to pull right above the knee. Right. Chest up. And I said back angle doesn't really change. Okay. Chest and shoulders going to be above the bar, and then I'll blow the whistle and finish, and they'll just stand all the way up, squeeze the butt all the way through, right? So that is kind of my bottom-up progression, early progression for the power clean there. And I'll just kind of work that for a couple weeks just to get them to feel that position because what ends up happening is they struggle getting past the knees, right? They end up going behind it, right? Now we're all out of position. And then what I'll start doing is we'll get off of the position, the 2 position deadlifts, and we'll do a tempo, right? So I'll have everybody get down. Instead of doing positions now, I'll blow the whistle, right? Or I'll count it up. I'll say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And by the time you're at 1, I want you in that top position, that final position, right? And I'll just have them go real slow. So I'll start counting down. Whistle, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Back down. All right. Nice and slow. Control it down. Make sure you got foot pressure in the middle. Eyes up, chest up, shoulder blades back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're really just reinforcing those positions. Now we're not pausing, putting everything together. And then the third progression is we'll actually just start doing a tempo clean or maybe a tempo high pull, right? So let's do a high pull first, right? Maybe the class we got needs a little bit more work. So let's just give it, I'll give you a 4 count really, but that 5, I'll say hit, do a high pull. All right. So here we go. Whistle, 5, 4, 3, 2, hit. Good. Back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, hit. Good. We'll do that. And then you got to keep in mind in the front end, we're still working our technique work with the hip cleans and all that, our complexes. So we should, by the time we're getting to the point where we're hitting our cleans, our tempo clean, right, we should be able to put it all together, right, combining the top and the bottom at this point. This is this is on the back end of all our progressions, and now we're really starting to work towards a full clean. So just go ahead and give me a tempo clean. It's on you. Give me about a 4 or 5 second tempo clean. Tempo power clean. Put it all together. And that's kind of how I will address it and talk about it. Hey, it's going to be a slow pull of the knees. All right. Start adding some speed, jump, catch, just like our top progression. Yep. I'll do maybe 3 to 5 reps with this, 3 to 5 sets. Yep. Kids will start to catch it like this if they don't move their feet. This is what something I've noticed is they'll come up and they'll do a good job on the pull, everything's good, and then they'll catch it here, right? Knees don't move anywhere, kind of knees are forward, right? You're kind of locked in here, right? So that's when I will start cueing, hey, feet up and out, feet up and out, feet up and out, right? So let's just go ahead and add a little bit of that, feet up and out, kind of might need to add a little bit more speed, feet up and out. Feet got to be a little bit outside of what you start. Yeah. All right.
So a quick review of your top down and your bottom up. Top down was RDL, RDL high pull.
Yep. RDL high pull.
And then turnovers.
Yep. Turnovers.
After that.
Yep.
And then is it all together after that?
So I'll throw in the hip clean.
Hip clean.
Hip clean.
Right. Okay.
And then the hand clean.
And then a full hand clean.
Yeah.
So that's your top down. And then bottom up, you start obviously positioning.
Yep.
Then you'll go the paused.
Yep.
Right. Paused at position 1, position 2.
Yep.
And then tempo from top down, right?
Tempo from bottom up.
Or sorry. Yeah. Yep. Tempo from bottom up. And then after that, it's just kind of
putting it all together.
Pull. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could do a high pull.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a tempo high pull.
Yeah.
And then it's a tempo clean, and it's just a full clean. Right.
Reps and reps.
Yep.